Oh my god. The evil doer's here. I have to transform. Dr. Alchemist power, make up! This is Dr. Alchemist! My name is Dr. Alchemist, and I am the Neo Scholar, and I am the protector of Earth, protector of academia, and the expert and powerful one of One Piece. And I am here to protect peace and give my final attacks of 1,500 chapters, and that means you. I really just finished a whole new, the Sailor Moon Crystal and Sailor Moon OG, so, hey, let me know if you like that. That was fun, doing little transformations. Should I be doing the transformation every time I do this? That'd be a lot in the editing, so let's see how that goes. We'll see if the editor feels like doing it. I don't know if I feel like doing it. What do you mean not gonna feel like doing it? We don't get paid enough for this. I have everybody on payroll. What are you talking about? Shut up and just do the damn chapter review. What? Who are you talking to? Just do the chat. Everybody's so rude. I'm off the clock. Anyway, let's get back to it. I cackle myself. All right. So the last chapter, we was with Gaimon. Gaimon. Does it sound like a Pokemon? I mean, sorry, not like a Digimon. Anyway, what would he evolve from? I think Gaimon kind of gives, like, I guess he would be like a forest type, or the nature types, not a beast type, but the nature types, and probably a vaccine because he's nice, right? You know your Digimon lore, Laura. Let me know what you think Gaimon would have been, and especially like he started off like kind of more humanoid, and then he went kind of into the treasure chest, and does the treasure chest get bigger, and he throws treasure chests at people? Kind of like Princess Peach, like pulls out like turnips out of nowhere and then pulls like a random bomb and throws it at you. All right, let's get it. It's chapter 23, the Dread Captain Usopp. So we're looking at another cover story. Also, they have a coloring page on here. I would not be coloring my manga, but I appreciate Ichiro Oda giving us a little activity and a cover page, or a little history lesson or something every single chapter, which is amazing, on top of the SBSs. If you're a One Piece fan and you're just watching this, or you're new, hey, how you doing? Dr. Alchemist, the Neo Scholar. But where do I find the SBS? I'm sure if I just Google it and stop being lazy, I'll find it, because I need to start reading the SBSs. So I'll put that in the docket, but I think you could just find it, on like One Piece Wikipedia or something. So I can also read the SBSs with y'all. So as we're like going through the chapters, I'll try to see maybe that the SBS correlates with the date or the chapters, or I'll just read it and know what to say or not if we talked about it. So yeah, note that, editor. So let's talk about the chapter 23, the Dread Captain Usopp. Oh, hold on. Chapter 23, the Dread Captain Usopp. Boom. All right, so the cover page is who's in here. It's Zoro. We have Luffy, still with the same hammer from last cover chapter review, or chapter 22 cover chapter. He still has the same hammer guy he got from Amy Rose from Sonic. And now we have is it frog? Is it a toad? I'm going to say frog because it's on a lily pad, because frogs swim, and context clues, then frogs like lily pads. So that's just my logic. If you're a biologist out there, or a zoologist, or a veterinarian, please let me know. Does veterinarians work with reptiles? Are they reptiles or amphibians? Not my expertise. Anyway, so you have this toad. He's in like a palm, palm tree button-down shirt, short sleeve. And he has it tucked in his like pants. And then he has a white cloth, kind of like a blacksmith would have, like a Japanese blacksmith. He has his little glasses, bifocals. He has Zoro's cummerbund around, but as a hat with a little umbrella hat on top. It's a lot going on. Then he has like the frog has like marks like more like Jiraiya when he's going like sage mode. So maybe this is like a blacksmith sage frog that is working on a barrel. I don't know what they're doing to the barrel. It looks like they have the wood, so there's like section. Instead of just the barrel being cut like in like a cylinder, there's like actually like bars going down, and then there's a metal ring going on top. Are they making a cannon? I don't know. And then you have Zoro just holding the barrel as the blacksmith is welding down on it, and he has 2 more metal bars, so I guess they might make 2 more, or they're actually just making it more sturdier. Then if you look in the very back, you see a lady or a woman with a umbrella, and that's Nami, but you don't see her face. She's just looking out into the moss, and Luffy's just playing on the lily pads, like, hey, kind of like Joy Boy type stuff like that. If you don't know who Joy Boy, disregard. But, kind of like doing a little jig. All right. Let's get into the chapter. So, we open up. Hold on. Okay, cool. First panel. I got confused because this panel kind of looks similar to when they were just at sea, floating around, looking for the island, and they found the island where Gaimon was at. That's why I got confused. So, anyway. We have Luffy, Zoro, and Nami with the 2 ships. Of course, one has but has the buggy pirates flag. The other one is the ship that they stole from the last island, or they've been using from the last island. So they still have the 2 ships they've been using, and I'm trying to think of the context. Is the ship that Zoro is on, is that Nami's ship? And then the other ship is the buggy ship? I'm going to go with this. Yes, because at first when Zoro and Luffy left, they just had a rowboat. After that, they crashed into the buggy pirates. Henchman, he beat him up, made him row. But at the same time, Nami was boating around, stealing treasure from pirates. And then met the buggy's crew, faked them out, took their buggy little mini ship, which has the buggy crew pirate flag, and she took that away. At the same token, what happened to originally Nami's ship? It doesn't look like the rowboat they had. It looks a little bit bigger. I'm gonna go with that's the rowboat. I think Nami left that ship because did she sink it? Yeah. Anyway, I just went off on a whole tangent trying to figure out what's going on. Well, I hope that helped you. Sign off down below. What is the second ship? Is it the original rowboat that Luffy and Zoro has, or is it Nami's older ship that before she stole buggies? Here we go. We're being rash, Nami says, and Luffy's like, why? We can't sail the Grand Line like this. You're right, that shrub man gave us a lot of fruit, but we need meat to keep our strength up. I'm not talking about that. Luffy always loves food, so he's always talking about food, and Nami's like, we actually need a bigger ship. And so they continue to talk, and Zoro chimes in. She's right, we don't have a drop of grog aboard. I'm not talking about booze either. We're headed for the Grand Line, the most dangerous sea lane in the world. And don't forget, the most successful pirates alive are after the One Piece too. And their ships are big and sturdy. Ours are little tubs and we don't even have a crew. If we go on like this, we'll never survive this foolhardy venture. So, what should we do? Luffy says. We're going to plan ahead and prepare. There's a village a little south of here. So Nami pulls out a map I think it might be the map of the Grand Line that they stole from Buggy, but it looks like a normal map of the East Blue where they're at. And so she's, she's charting and doing her navigation thing. Our first priority to acquire a proper vessel and eat meat. Of course, Luffy's always hungry, but hey, they've been at sea for a little while. And so now, you see this guy, he has like a do-rag on as well, curly hair, overalls, and a sash, and we'll put him in some Timberlands. And he is the village youth, and his name is Usopp. Who is Usopp? Will he be joining the Straw Hat Pirates? Is it kind of obvious that he's already standing behind me? You know what? You're here not for the spoilers, but you know it might happen. But anyway, we introduce to Usopp, okay? The fourth Straw Hat Pirate. And he's just looking out to the sea. And here he goes. He's like, a new day. The sun shines bright and cheerful on the sea. Now, if I was going to play anybody in the live action, I know they already got a cast, it would be definitely Usopp. We talked about this already. My people that play in the live action, number one was Usopp. He's casted. But my top three is Aokiji with the ice fruit, Doflamingo with the wire fruit, and then Brook. Okay? Out of the three, Brook is a long shot because he's the main cast member. I don't even think, that would happen. But then the second one, Doflamingo, hit me with the Platinum Blonde. I would kill that shit. All right, let's keep it going. It's not about you all the time, Dr. Alchemist or LT. It's a lot of people here. Focus. So Usopp is looking out into the water. He's doing his normal call. And then we cut to a couple birds chirping that's cascading over a village. And at the end of the village, there's this big-ass castle. And all we hear is thump, 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 thump. And we see Usopp running into the vigil. Horse! We're doomed. The pirates are coming. They're attacking the village. Run for your lives. Ah! And the old people and people at the townsmen are like, what, pirates? Well, that's Usopp morning commotion. I'd best be off to work. The pirates are coming. He's at it again. So some people are believing it, but majority of the townspeople, this is a bit that Usopp does all the time. Apparently he's like the rooster or the chicken of the town. So, hey. And then he yells again, just kidding. And somebody throws a pan. Clank. You lying brat. Today I'm going to teach you a lesson, a person said. And now everybody's walking out with pans and pots and looking at like Usopp like, Usopp, you little kid. And then Usopp's like, ooh, here they come. And then they chase him with brooms and sticks and pots. And Usopp's like, come back here, liar. Well, now Usopp didn't say that. The townspeople were like, come back here, liar. Catch me if you can. So Usopp was very, very fast. He's a runner. He's a track star. I'm sure he could beat Usain Bolt. No one wants to be, they're all faster than them because they can speed blitz people. And the townspeople are like, darn, he got away again. That Yahoo's always causing trouble. I'll teach him. And Usopp's looking over. Where'd he go? The townspeople say. I fooled all the villagers, Usopp says. And now he's kicking back on top of a tree, just relaxing. And this tree is above the whole entire village. So he can see the whole village that he lives in from there. I did it again today. Just a little jolt of excitement to it. And live in this boring little village. There he is, huh? Hey, it's you guys. So you see two little kids looking like young Link, and they have little wooden swords. Well, more it's kind of reference to Kingdom Hearts when you're in the first scene when he's walking around, they have like wooden swords and you do the fighting. That's what these kids are kind of looking like. You have one guy, his name is Pepper, the village boy, and another one, his friend. Carrot is also a village boy. These are their title cards. And so let's talk about Pepper. Pepper has kind of like Amelia Earhart type hat. He has a wooden sword. He has a t-shirt. And he also has a skull and crossbones shirt on with the sash that Usopp has. So you can tell they're part of the same crew. And he has some regular sneakers, some Adidas sneakers, low tops. Now we have Carrot. He has a hoodie on. He has the hair that covers the eyes. Very much Helmeppo vibes. Well, not Helmeppo vibes. That's time skip Helmeppo. But who covers their eyes in life? I can't think of a character, but you know that anime character that covers his eyes. That's him. And he has just some shorts with a sash, same as Usopp. and pepper. And he has black high tops from Air Forces. You know? So now Usopp and the kids are talking. Pepper, carrot, just the two of you? Where's Onion? Still sleeping, I guess. Right? Yeah, probably. That boy? And then you hear Horace. Hey, it's Onion. What's he going on about? We're doomed. The pirates are coming. So Onion is running crying. And Onion is the third little musketeer. I guess they're based on the Three Musketeers, the little kids. Onion, carrot, and pepper. So pepper is seasoning. Carrot is like a vegetable, but onion is the vegetable. I want the correlation of all these. They all grow from the ground. We know onions and carrots do, but peppers, like pepper, black pepper, or pepper like pepperoncinis, you know? We'll go with pepperoncinis because they're all vegetables. And so the little boy runs up to Usopp. I gotta remember these boys' names now. Pepper, carrot, onion. Pepper, carrot, onion. Okay, so Onion runs up to Pepper, Carrot, and Usopp. See, becoming a professional. It's true, I saw him with my own eyes. A ship flying the skull and crossbones is coming from the north. And Usopp, Carrot, and it can't be Carrot. Carrot is a mink. Oh, so the mink, don't worry about this. Sidebar to me, the mink has the same name as Usopp's friend. Okay, I would have used the name twice. So Onion and Pepper and Usopp are like liar. And Onion's like, it's true. He's really coming. Or a ship is coming. It's a sail, has the sign of the Buggy the Clown. And Usopp's like, you're not lying. It's true. We're in danger, the little kid says. Or Onion says. It's time for my snack, Usopp said, and starts running away. Don't run away. The Three Musketeers are like, liar. And Usopp saying, I have a medical condition. If I don't eat my snack on time, I'll croak. And that's why they said liar. The kids continue, Captain, don't you want to become a real pirate? A real pirate wouldn't be scared of other pirates. Yeah, and there's only 3 of them. And we'll call them the Three Musketeers when they do this little talk thing. So the Three Musketeers are talking to Usopp and trying to convince him, like, let's go check it out. Let's go fight. And Usopp's like, only 3? Then it's not a big ship. No, just 2 little ones. And this is Onion explaining. All right, Usopp's pirate crew, prepare for action. We'll defend our village, Usopp says. And then Usopp's like, okay, let's go, follow me. And the Three Musketeers are like, okay, yeah. And so they're going off to run to see the ships. And so we cut to a wide panel of the island. And you have Zoro, Nami, and Luffy that docked onto the island. So, what do you know there? What do you know? There really is an island here, Luffy says. Of course there is, because she's the navigator. It's right here on the map. You know Luffy and Zoro can't read maps. And so they're just sitting there on the boat while it's docked at the island and looking at Nami. Nami's on the land, you know, ready to make moves. Luffy's like, and there's a village here. Nami's like, yeah, but it looks pretty small. Cut to Usopp and the Three Musketeers watching Luffy and Nami and Zoro just have a conversation by the boat. Hey, Onion, is that them? Are those the pirates? Yeah, their sail had a skull on it. They don't look very scary to me. Yeah, the Three Musketeers said. Usopp's like, So it's like, solid ground at last. What, you slept the whole day? Or the whole way? So, what do you think is up? Well, man, Zoro's already damaged. So, of course, he slept when they went to the other island where Gaimon was at. And, of course, he slept all the way to this island because, you know, we're not going to go down the rabbit hole, but Buggy stabbed him. He stabbed himself. He had a fight with another swordsman. So, he's pretty damaged. And so now, Nami, Luffy, and Zoro notice the Three Musketeers. You have Usopp watching. Then you have, you know, Nami, Luffy, and Zoro just talking. Then Zoro says, so, what do you think is up? And looks straight at Usopp and Three Musketeers with those guys. And they're like, oh my God, I got caught. And then Usopp's like, hey, you guys, don't run away. They see us. And so the Three Musketeers run. And Usopp's like, oh my God. And here's Zoro Luffy and Nami's looking straight at Usopp. And then here comes Usopp doing his bit. I am the notorious Captain Usopp, feared pirate and ruler of this village. And so you better think twice before you invade. I have 80 million men poised to stop you, Usopp says. And Nami's like, liar. Darn, she saw through me. Usopp's like, ah. And Nami said, see, I knew it. Darn, I admitted that I lied. She's a master of interrogation. You just asked the question. What are you talking about, Usopp? And Luffy's like, you're funny. Hey, are you laughing at me? I'm a proud man, which is why they call me Proud Captain Usopp. And so we learned his name. So I'm seeing for his title card, did they give him another moniker? No. Usopp Village Youth. They haven't gave him another name yet. So cut back to the village. They're at a restaurant called Mishi. M-E-S-H-I. M-E-S-H-I. Mishi. It's the village restaurant. Really? You're looking for a crew? I assume that's Usopp. Crewmen in a bigger ship? That's right. Wow. What a great adventure. So, Luffy and Usopp, Nami, and Zoro are at the restaurant having food and just talking and getting to know each other. Well, you won't find any galleons here in town, but there is a place you can go. Where? That huge mansion that stands out like a sore thumb? That's where. So they're trying to figure out where they might get a ship, or find some treasure. And so Usopp saying, hey, over there where that big castle at. The owner of the mansion is a young girl, and she's bedridden. Nami's like, how did she become owner of the mansion? And of course, Luffy's focused on the food. More meat, please, and more grog, Zoro says. So they're focused, but Nami's the one, as you see, like when it's time for story time and things like this, she'll lock in and get all the information. So, she's kind of like second in command when it comes to like leading, or actually the leader of the Straw Hat Pirates, because like she's keeping things on track and keeping tabs, especially when Robin and the other ones come in the group. They all kind of like, you have the combatants, and then the people are like, okay, what's the plan unless Luffy make an executive decision? Are you guys listening to my story? Usopp says. About a year ago, both the poor girl's parents got sick and died. They left her with a huge inheritance, a mansion, and a dozen servants. She's rich and lives in luxury, but nobody's more unfortunate than her. Forget it, Nami says. We're not going to find a ship here. Let's go and find another town, Nami says. Okay, I guess we can spare the time, and I got a belly full of meat. Let's grab some supplies and go. By the way, you said you were looking for crewmen. That's right. I'm your man. I'll be your captain. All three of them at the same time said, no thanks. Usopp says, don't you want to think it over? Now we have a little panel of the castle. It's really, really nice. Very nice. Very looks like the castles that were in like Full Metal Alchemist when they went into, I forgot where the government town is, but those type of little mansion buildings where the government were living in, or Pride was living in, with his son Brath. Oh no, was it Brath? Pride? No, yep, Pride, where his son Brath was living. That's what the house looks like. Calidor. This little girl says, yes, Mr. Kaya. And so you see a silhouette just of a butler, and this girl. She has long, pretty hair. Her window's open. She lives in the castle, and she's just looking out to town. I want to see Usopp. So she knows Usopp. And guess what? Chapter ends. And that was chapter 23. So how did you like this chapter? This was a really good setup for what's to come and kind of see what's going on. How does Usopp know this mysterious girl? Why was the butler a shadow? Do you think the Straw Hat Pirates are going to get a ship this time? And how much meat and grog do you think Zoro and Luffy can have? How do you like the dynamic so far with Nami being there? Actually, about 20 questions. Pick one. Lastly, what do you think about my little transformation? Did it make the cut or not? We'll see. We are, 2 more chapters until we're out of we're on chapter 24, so we have 25 and 26. So 25, 26, yeah, 2 more chapters till we're out of this omnibus. I'm so excited. We're about to move on. But just a couple notes, like the anime really adds some good depth knowledge and filler. You can tell they really partnered with Oda, got his notes, and really expanded it. Because we're already moving to them talking to each other. One part I can recognize in the anime is that when Usopp they pull up and Usopp sees them, doesn't Usopp have like a whole bunch of like fake cardboard cutouts of him to make it seem like he has a million pirates, but they weren't there? I don't know. And then he shoots some, slingshot shots. Not sure. I'll have to go back. But anyway, this is Dr. Alchemist with chapter 23 with One Piece reviews. Thank you so much for watching. And hey, I'll see you later. Keep analoging, and I'm out. Pew!